Good day, I'm Chris Ewing. I'm the director of EMD Agency. We're a New Zealand-based advertising and marketing company that work with a number of businesses and industries, not only in New Zealand but around the world. I'm really privileged to be able to speak to you today on behalf of &Co and Eastwood & Co to do with advertising. Advertising is a topic that everybody kind of knows that they should do as a business owner. But there's been a bit of a disconnect in the last decade where everything has moved into more digital advertising forms and away from more traditional marketing. And there's a little bit of a gap in understanding in terms of what people should be doing and how everything actually works. So today we're talking about how to give you the best start to the 2024 fiscal year. And I have 3 points that I want to talk about briefly. So the first point is visibility leads to opportunity. So what do I mean by this? Well, in a recessionary environment, businesses tend to want to dial back their spend. It's kind of a natural instinct to go into hibernation mode and try and batten down the hatches and weather the storm until better financial times come around. Well, we all know that that's probably not the best way to deal with things. And in fact, actually, as other companies stop advertising, it creates opportunities for you to get your message across. So if you're willing to take a chance and actually make an investment in advertising, it can actually get you in front of people that you may not necessarily see or engage with you normally. They can remember and understand who you are, the value of your products and services, and it can create opportunities to actually sell where you wouldn't have had them previously. I know it's probably hard digesting that you have to advertise and you actually have to spend when you're actually looking at your cash flow and you're going, well, things are pretty tight right now. But trust me, putting a little bit into advertising and keeping your business out there and visible is probably the best way that you can make sure your company's actually going to survive through until things get better. The next point I want to talk about is building brand loyalty. Now, recessions and tough financial times, it can be emotionally challenging for customers. They're often having to sacrifice or make specific decisions about what to buy and what they can afford. Having consistency in your advertising over tough times actually gives you a sense of stability. It makes it feel like your company's trustworthy and reliable and dependable. It also allows you to build relationships with customers. We talked a little bit about that earlier. Getting your brand messaging out there, being a little bit fun, supportive, having empathy in your messaging, all of this allows customers to actually engage with your brand and like you. Social media is a fantastic tool for brand development in this format. It allows you to take a little bit more of a personal tone in your messaging and how you're talking to your customers, and it really allows your brand to stand out from others in tough times. So think about brand development, think about your personality and how you're actually saying things in your messaging. All of that makes a difference to how your company's perceived and the likability of your brand when customers do want to spend. The third point I want to make is that actually in a downturned economy, it's actually the most cost-effective time to grow your business. Now, why do I say that? Well, firstly, you're not going to be the only person that's dealing with tough times. In fact, actually advertising companies, they tend to struggle. If you look at newspapers and magazines and some of your traditional advertising platforms, where advertisers start bailing out, it means that they're more likely to be able to do deals or willing to actually accommodate you. So it gives you negotiating power when it comes to advertising. You can sit down and actually talk with a newspaper and go, look, I want to run a campaign, here's what I'm prepared to spend, let's do a deal. So just a quick recap of those points. Number one, visibility leads to opportunity. Number two, downturned economy gives you a great opportunity to create brand awareness and build your brand. And number three, advertising opportunity is generally more affordable and more cost effective. And if you make strategic decisions, you can make your advertising spend go a lot further than what it usually would. So I want to encourage you, advertising and marketing can be a scary area, especially if you're not up to play with all the tools and techniques that are available to you today. If you're not confident in doing this yourself, I would encourage you to reach out to someone like EMD Agency or your local marketing person. Get some advice, get some strategies in place, and don't be afraid to go and advertise your business this year.